Igbos, we are here even before.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to again welcome you to the Langston Hughes Auditorium at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. My name is Troy Johnson. I am the president and founder of the African American Literature Book Club, better known as AALBC.com. AALBC.com is one of the oldest and certainly the largest website dedicated to the works of books by and about Black people. Today, it is indeed my honor to introduce all of the author talks that will be taking place here. There are 3 that are scheduled. We have another one scheduled at 12:10 with author Dana Kennedy, who will be discussing her nonfiction work, A Journal for Jordan, A Story of Love and Honor. The third author talk that will take place will be this afternoon with author Gregory Walker, The Ethiopians Rediscovered, the African Expedition into the Trojan War. That begins at 12:45. But now we have author Catherine Acholonu, who is the author of the book, They Lived Before Adam. In 2001, after more than 11 years of research, Catherine discovered a library of ancient stone inscriptions made by the common ancestors of what she refers to as the Niger-Benue subfamily of the Nigerian tribes. These stone inscriptions are located in Ikom, Cross River State, Nigeria. That discovery buoyed her research and created an access into the lost civilizations of ancient Nigeria. As groundbreaking as the research found in John Hope Franklin's They Came Before Columbus, They Lived Before Adam extends the conversation and controversy surrounding Africa as the birthplace of human civilization. Again, it is indeed my honor to introduce Catherine Acholonu as she discussed in some depth her work, They Lived Before Adam. Thank you. Would you like to come to the podium? Okay.
I'd like to first of all address the significance of the work we have done, the research we have done. We believe
very important
that our findings
because a country without vision
have expanded the parameters of knowledge.
Just wasting your time.
We believe that our findings call for another look at the history of mankind. We believe that it is important that history be rewritten so that Africa's place, Black Africa's place in it, will be ensured. The contributions of Black Africans towards the making of world civilizations are what our findings are about. Before I begin my talk, let me first of all acknowledge the following. Her Excellency, Haja Toure Umaru Musa Yaradua, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the support she gives to research and new vision in today's Nigeria. Their Excellencies, Chief Ikedio Hakim, Governor of Imo State, whom we, the citizens of Imo State, fondly call Ochinawata, the Boy King, for his contributions and his support, and that of his amiable wife, Barrister Chioma Hakim, for their unalloyed support for this project and for creating an atmosphere in Imo State, my home state, where intellectuals like me can function unperturbed and where academics and new ideas can thrive. The new leadership of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, the Apex Igbo organization, we are grateful to them for powering the world presentation of and putting their stamp of support on our new publication, They Live Before Adam. I stand here today not just as myself alone, but as head of a research team set up in 2004 under the auspices of the United Nations Forum of Arts and Culture Nigeria. The United Nations Forum of Arts and Culture is a program of the Global Secretariat of the UNCCD, of which I happen to be the Nigeria representative and Goodwill Ambassador. This research team has in it personalities such as Dr. Ajay Prabhakar, an Indian software technology engineer and specialist of the United Nations Forum of Arts and Culture. Ms. Nneka Ebuna, a senior culture officer in UNESCO Nigeria. Honorable Edi Olumba, an applied arts specialist and a distinguished alumnus of Manhattanville College, Purchase, New York, the art and culture consultant of United Nations Forum of Arts and Culture. These are a few of those I will name among our research team. I myself am a professor of linguistics and African cultural studies, a former Fulbright scholar at the Westchester Consortium for International Studies, and visiting professor at Manhattanville College, Iona College, College of New Rochelle, Marymount College, all in New York State. The Leap Before Adam is my 16th published book, and the second in a series which are the result of this research project, which originally began in 1990, 19 years ago in the state of New York, and precisely on the campus of Manhattanville College. Therefore, on behalf of my co-authors and co-researchers and myself, we express our gratitude to the U.S. State Department, to the Fulbright Organization, and to the Westchester Consortium for International Studies for the support I received between 1989, when I discovered and published the Igbo roots of African slave author and American slave author, Olaudah Equiano, also called Gustavus Vassa, and 1991, when these institutions I've mentioned granted me the honor of enjoying their hospitality and support as U.S. international visitor and as a Fulbright scholar in residence here in New York. The Leap Before Adam is the sequel to another work titled The Gram Code of African Adam, Stone Books and Cave Libraries, reconstructing 450,000 years of Africa's lost civilizations, published in 2005. Together, these two books make up a total of about 1,150 pages. To underscore its importance, the Gram Code of African Adam, when it was published, was presented to the world on the 25th of September 2005 by the then President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, represented by the Minister of Culture and Tourism, Ambassador Frank Ogbewu. I am here on the invitation of the Harlem Book Fair, the largest black book fair in the world, to present our new book, The Leap Before Adam. Its findings, the prehistoric origins of the Igbo, the never been ruled. Alternative title is The Igbo Since 1.6 Million BC. Two things mark out our work as a new and, as some say, groundbreaking addition to scholarship. The first is the discovery and transcription of lost stone writings of prehistoric Africans. These inscribed stones, located in southern Nigeria in a very rural place called Ekom in Cross River State, have been attracting international researchers since the colonial days, but we were the first to see their inscriptions as a form of writing and to actually isolate and transcribe some of its letters. Another series of stone inscriptions called Ogam, found in Ireland, which many linguists have been struggling with for decades, were also transcribed by our team into an African language still spoken today in Nigeria. In fact, some Ogam inscriptions were found in West Virginia in USA. What we have found in the case of the inscribed monolith of southeastern Nigeria, the monolith of Ekom, is that they contain two letters that were the foundation of Proto-Cuneiform, a writing system used in Mesopotamia or Sumer before 4000 BC. The letters in question are the letter Ki and the letter Shi, the first and the last of the Old Sumerian orthography. We also found some basic letters of early Egyptian hieroglyphics, such as the letters R and the letters N on the stones of Ekom. But the majority of the letters on the stones are from a Dravidian Indian language called Malayalam, as well as symbols now recognized as universal due to the fact that they now form the root of most cultures, religions, and sciences in the world. These include the cross, the spiral, the triangle, the circle, the concentric circle, and every other known geometric shape. The antiquity of the stones and the fact that they were discovered in the virgin forest, where many were buried underground, shows that they were indigenous and that they belong to the twilight days of human history. prehistory indeed. Oral tradition of the natives of Akom say that the inscriptions were executed by the Stone Age people, the first humans to inhabit the area, and that they were invented by the first mother of humankind. They call this first mother Shisha, and say that she was the first woman to have borne a child by pregnancy, and that her first child was a boy, through whom sin and death came into the world. The monolith dedicated to her in Akom bear the name Shishe, just like the oral tradition, written in an orthography that includes proto-cuneiform, that is Sumerian proto-cuneiform, Proto-Canaanite, Dravidian Malayalam, and others. Her Akom name, Shishe, is the same Hebrew name which Adam called Eve in the biblical story of creation. Her eyes and mouth form the Canaanite Hebrew letter Ayin, which is the first and highest sephirah in the Hebrew Kabbalah. It represents the no thing, the infinite, the ineffable God. There are over 300 of these stones in Akom, Nigeria. Another thing that marked a turning point in our research was the discovery by a team of archaeologists of the University of Nigeria in Nsukka of early Stone Age hand axes and other stone implements belonging to the time zone of 1.6 million BC to 500,000 BC. The archaeologists, Professor F.N. Anozie, Professor J.O. Ijoma, and others working with some British faculty members of the Department of Archaeology, University of Nigeria and Nsukka in the 70s, discovered several lorry loads of non-polished as well as polished hand axes, picks, and other implements in a place called Ugwele in the zone of O.G.B in southeastern Nigeria. Their conclusion, published in a number of local journals at the time, that O.G.B was that O.G.B was that the O.G.B home of Homo erectus, or Nigerian early man, was the one-stop shop, the warehouse that supplied survival tools to all pockets of Homo erectus habitation worldwide. For us, this means that it was from O.G.B, prehistoric Nigeria, that the out of Africa migrations of early man took off to populate the 5 continents of the globe. More so because Homo erectus implements discovered all over the world all look like they were made in the same O.G.B factory. This was also the conclusion of the archaeologists. Our linguistic analysis of samples of words from a number of languages spoken in all 5 continents of the globe today confirm what several other linguists have long suspected and concluded, that mankind, as the Hebrew Bible says, spoke one language at the beginning. Our comparative linguistic analysis of words from many languages across the globe show that Igbo, the language group that includes O.G.B, the home of the Nigerian Homo erectus, was in fact spoken by the earliest inhabitants of countries as far-flung as Nigeria, Egypt, Mesopotamia, Turkey, India, China, Greece, United Kingdom, North America, South America, including the Greenland Eskimos. In fact, the 2 vernacular words that survived in Plato's description of Atlantis were found to be in sound and in meaning to have been directly derived from the Igbo language environment. So too were 90% of words used by Adam and his household, especially names of people and places and their meanings. Our research includes the origin and meanings of symbols used in every religion and sacred literature all over the world. In these, we found that Hebrew Bible, the Kabbalahs of the Hebrews and the Chinese, the Hindu Vedas and Ramayana, and the recently discovered Egyptian Christian Bible called the Nag Hammadi are of immense importance in revealing lost knowledge. Wherever we looked, we found evidence confirming the claims by geneticists who have been conducting mitochondrial DNA research in 4 leading universities here in USA, that all
Thank you.